Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Real quick, want to give all honor and glory to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Rakal Quadash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. Uh, and I'm hoping this Wi-Fi is not interrupted. Nothing's connected to it, so I don't know why it's like that. But let's get right into it, okay? And as you see, the title is Eve is triggered by this very thing, okay? And Eve got to realize a lot of things that she's going through, okay? You can relate, you can. It goes back to the scriptures, okay? You can bring it forth from the scriptures. So let's get into this real quick. All right. This is once again Amuli, okay? Back on her page. Now she did copyright me one time, so I'm gonna disclaim this motherfucker this time. But let's get into it. And to give you a backdrop if you don't know what this is about, the Pop the Bloom, pretty much they're finding their match, okay, and hopefully live, forever after, when they go, hopefully, to make it a match and to last, you know what I'm saying? But with Eve, you ain't gonna last that long, man. It's only probably been one guy that I know or two that's lasted out of all these episodes. She's on episode 61. That's the crazy part. But let's get into it. Any girl named Rebel, you look how she's dressed. Boobs showing. Short skirt. You know, any girl named Rebel. Why would you name a girl named Rebel? You know what I'm saying? Don't go after no girl named Rebel. Cause she's gonna be a rebel in your life. Ooh, ooh. You hear all Eve? You hear? Yeah, yeah. Now she's pretty to me, but hey, that's just the Lord humbling them. Cause sometimes they got to be humble. A lot of the times these women got to be humble. Let's run that back though. All of Eve. Now watch how they react to that. Now I wanna get down to the main point, slacking. I don't want to go through all these women. It's gonna be a woman that acts out about it. The one right here in the white area goes. Oh man, she's triggered when she bringing mama into this, man. But let's run it back. And why is that? Okay, real quick to cut off before she go ramping and and going crazy about that. But why is that though? That's an actual prophecy, man. Okay, the Lord made that come to pass. All right, and let's see where we can seek that out. You so-called black woman, okay? Because you're not called black. You're actually from the tribe of the Southern Kingdom. All right. So Isaiah chapter 3, verse 17. Okay, let me make sure it's recording. Salakia. Okay, good. All right. Moreover, the Lord Yahawah said, okay, this is the Lord. All right. We're us men, we're not the reason your hair is short. Okay. Moreover, the Lord Yahawah said, because the daughters of Zion, okay, are haughty, okay, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, no discipline, man. Haughty, okay, all right, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling in their feet, okay. Therefore, the Lord Yahawah will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. Okay, now let's get into that in the Blue Letter Bible, because everything that's going on in today's time, you know, you can always bring it back to the scriptures, man. There's nothing that you can't bring it back. You cannot. It's nothing that you cannot bring back to the scriptures, man. And throughout Yahawashi, because all of this is signs and for us to understand that, hey, our true power really did this. Okay. Now, us men out there, we got curses too. That a woman to be a hoe in the streets. Your woman shall be a harlot. Okay. So let's get here. All right. And let's get some definitions on these words. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right. Daughters. Let's see what haughty mean. Okay. Gabah. Gavah. Okay, to be high, be exalted, and you women are prideful, man. Because Esau has given you that damn pride, man. He has given you the license to spit on your men. Okay, because you thought you were greater than us. Okay, because he used you for a certain time, just like he did in the wilderness. Okay, that serpent, that wicked spirit used you, Eve, against your own husband. All right. It says in the scriptures, Adam not being the one that transgressed, roughly paraphrasing, but the woman. Okay. The woman was in transgression. Okay. To be high, be exalted, to be high, lofty, tall. And the thing is, the Lord is coming down. He's coming down to not only cut Esau's pride, he's going to cut your pride too. Because he has built you up with him. Okay. He's soon going to cut you off, but he has built you up because he had to use you to be an enemy against your own man. Okay, so you got the attributes of an Edomite, you women that are not shamefaced. To be high, lofty, tall, to be exalted, to be lofty. Okay, to be haughty, be arrogant, bad sense, and you women are arrogant, and we're about to see that. Okay, you women are very arrogant. Okay, and we're about to see that right now. Let me go back. Judah's woman denounced, and this is to you, Southern Kingdom. Okay, the Southern Kingdom's woman. Okay, preferably Judah's woman. All right, but also you so-called, and Judah's Judah's a so-called blacks, Native American, not African Americans, Salakia, African Americans, and also same thing with you Benjamite woman. Okay, you Benjamite woman, and you Levite, you Haitian woman. Okay, you Levites, that's the tribe. The Haitians are the tribe of Levi. Okay, and the Benjamites. Okay, that consists of the Bahamas, Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, Anguilla, Virgin Islands. Okay, you get the gist. All right. This is what the Lord says to you. Judah's woman denounced. Okay. So we already read this. Stretched forth with necks and wanton eyes. Let's get that definition real quick. Wanton. Sakar. Okay. Primitive root. Oral. An example. Blink. Quietusly. I never heard that word before. Let's look it up. Okay. Let's look it up. Okay. To blink. Behaving in such a way as to suggest a playful sexual attraction. Flirtatious. Okay. Flirtatious. And you do that while you got a man. You know, how wicked is that? Let's see if I can go back. Let's see, that's what I'm talking about. Let me see. That's what I gotta. Oh, okay. All right. Mincing, walking, and mincing. Okay. Let's see what this is. To skip, trip, take quick little steps. Yeah, like she a little like trying to look cute. Okay. A primitive root apparently to trip with short steps. Okay. That same word comes up again. All right. They go and make a tinkling with their feet. Okay. Therefore, the Lord Yahawah will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. So you women, you so-called black women out there, you wonder why you can't grow your hair long, why men got longer than hair than you. Okay. It's because the Lord, this is the prophecy. The Lord, he smited this. This once was a this is a prophecy that happened. Okay. The Lord prophesied this, and Isaiah prophesied it, and it happened. Okay, therefore the Lord Yahawah will smite with a scab. Let's get into that scab real quick. The scab of the crown. Now, I went to barber school. You got your occipital bone, you got your crown on top of your head. You know, let's get into that. So you know where the Lord is getting at. To cause a scab upon, smite with scab, to join oneself, to be joined together, hold oneself together, joining, to attach oneself, to join, to attach. Join, let me see. Okay, right here, primitive root, properly to scrape out. And what do you do with a scab? But in certain peculiar senses of removal or association, abiding, gather together, cleave, smite with the scab. Okay, so he smite your scab so that your hair doesn't grow. Okay, that's what the Lord did. We didn't do it. Okay, now let's continue. Now let me finish reading that scripture, Salakia. All right, where we at? Therefore, the Lord Yahawah will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord Yahawah will discover their secret parts. Okay, you know what that means? That fishy smell. Okay, let's get into it. Fair use, fair use, fair use. This is for edification purposes only. Fair use. Ah, look. Yeah, his mom don't got short hair. Okay, the Lord made sure he got the. Hey, he got look. Now she, hey, look. You know, disrespectful. Okay, now she finna give it all he got, all she got. And if Jake wants a woman with long hair, ain't nothing wrong with that. Because the glory of a man is his woman. Okay, the glory of a woman is her hair. We'll get that. Okay, but hey, the Lord, this is judgment, this is punishment, and you're supposed to feel like this. Okay, but you're also supposed to know why. You're supposed to no, actually, fuck you about feeling this way, right? But you're supposed to know why. You Judite woman, you Benjamite woman, you Southern Kingdom woman. You're supposed to wonder why your hair don't grow long. Okay, why the Latino woman can grow long hair, beautiful long hair without a problem. And I was specifically talking about the tribes of Issachar, the Puerto Ricans, and some of them, some of the Dominicans got, curly hair and short too. Okay, the Lord got a lot of you tribe women. Okay, but you're supposed to understand, these script. You're supposed to understand this is what the judgment of the Lord is, man. So that's why we're telling you to turn back to him and repent because he did this very thing. Okay, and he will destroy you if you're gonna continuously come against a man like this in a rough manner. Okay, she is triggered. No, that is right. That is right. We us men, we love women with long hair. We're not finna cater to your fucking feelings. Okay, we're not catering to your feelings. That's just what it is. The Lord put a judgment on you so you wouldn't be sought after like that. Okay, the Lord put that judgment on you so you wouldn't think you was the shit, twinkling your toes and conquisting, whatever that word was. Okay, yes, he can. That's his preference. Right. She lost a boyfriend in the past, probably her seventh, 60th boyfriend. You don't date women like this, man. These type of women right here, man, they do not they do not respect you, Jake. Okay, and they have no problem with telling you how they feel when it comes to. Let me rephrase that. They have no problem with disrespecting you. I'm gonna leave it right there. They have no problem with disrespecting you, man. Okay, this is this man's preference. He like a woman with long hair. Now she's bringing up Becky because probably five of her boyfriends might have fought the white woman, might have fought the hey, they got long, beautiful hair, and some of them look good. A lot of them look good. So she's triggered by that. Because he didn't say nothing about a Becky. Okay. And this is a predominantly black woman show, okay, or from different tribes, Benjamin, Haitian, Levi, Judah, Latina woman on here. Okay, but obviously he knew the chances of him seeing a black woman was going to be high. So he does, he ain't say nothing about a Becky. You bringing that up because you're jealous, you're triggered, okay? And this is what it is. All right. First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 15. All right. NLT version. And isn't long hair a woman's pride and joy? Oh, slacking. Yeah, it is. It is. Um, but this is just a whole nother way. God. But if a woman have long hair, it is her. It is a glory to her. So the Lord took that glory and put and cover you with a smited shame scalp. Okay, without for you don't not for your hair not to grow long. But let me check this out real quick. Okay, good. All right, boom. But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. Okay, so the woman, her hair being long, that's the glory unto her, man. It's not a glory unto a man. His hair don't have to grow. You know, his hair don't have to grow long. Okay, because the glory of a man is his woman. Okay, let me get that. All right. Okay, First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 17, verse 7, Salakia, for a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of power, but the woman is the glory of the man. Okay, so when we choose you, we choose because you are the glory for us. You are our glory. Okay, just like women take after their hair, men do the same with their women. Okay, but the Lord had to smite and humble you, Eve's down. Had to really humble you down because this is how you act. Come on, man. Nah, fuck that. That was his preference. And she's triggered by it because the Lord, that was his aid. The Lord did that for a reason. Okay. Therefore the Lord Yahawah will smite with a scab. Let me read the different versions. Let's go to the NOT. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 17. So the Lord will send scabs on her head. The Lord will make beautiful Zion bald. Okay. In the NIV version, therefore the Lord Yahawah will bring sores on the heads of the women of Zion, the Israelite women. Okay, the southern kingdom preferably. The Lord Yahawah will make their scalps bald. Okay, and that's the thing, man. You can't be mad at us. The Lord did it. Let me see what else I had on here. That wasn't supposed to be something. And now she's screaming out. She don't know nothing though. Proverbs chapter 9, verse 13. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. Okay, so she got her pennies in a wad and she's hurt right now. And a lot of these women are hurt. They're hurt by that. Okay, what you witnessing is that the Lord's prophecy got these women, the prophecy that he had for Eve concerning that and much more things, is there. These women have short hair and they hide it with all this weave. Okay, all this weave. Why you think they got long weave, long synthetic weave? Because the glory of a woman is her long hair. She just chose to wake up out of bed and just, hey, just wear it. The Lord did that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This ain't intended to be long. But guess what? Eve is triggered by this very thing, and that thing is that the Lord smited their scalp with a scab. Okay, so if you really, really sincere and want to return back to the Lord, okay, and call on Yahawashi Yahawashi, Eve, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, you know, hey, this is where you find that truth. Okay, this is where you find the truth and acknowledge, everything that you've done against the Lord, because the Lord was not playing. The Lord did that he did that to them, man. The Lord is not playing. All right. Just like he's gonna do, other things too, to you fucking 2/3. That which consists of more women than men. Okay. Because there's naturally a lot more women than men. Okay, because men were made to have multiple women. Okay, men are made to have multiple women. Okay, but that's a whole nother lesson for another day. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom, call Allah Yahawah, by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Rekah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. Okay, Shalom.